Hi there, Ginzburg here. How's everybody doing? I'm very excited because today I have the pleasure of interviewing Matthew Mills, and Matthew is the COO and president of MedX. How's it going, Matthew?
It's going very well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited that you're here. I really want to. I want our listeners to hear about your story. So tell us a little bit more about what MedX is all about and your background.
Well, MedX is a company that's focused on the natural side of everyday life. Whether it be the pest control products that are used at your home and business or the pain management medications that you're taking, we have a solution for those everyday issues that have gone, one of them's gone really wide in the pest control industry. We own a division by the name of NatureSide, and NatureSide is one of the fastest growing natural pest control applications in the United States right now, and is reaching into places like India and Hong Kong and China and Singapore. It's pretty neat what's happening to this division, and we're really trying to make a difference. We have a solution for any type of pesticide issues that you're having at your home. In other words, you can substitute all of your synthetic pesticides for a natural application with the many products that the NatureSide division manufactures and produces and ships now on a worldwide basis. We also have a pain management side, which is a Thermalade product. It's called Thermalade. It's a hot and cold application that's insurable. In other words, doctors can hand it off to patients, charge insurance for it, so the patients can get these products for free. And these products have been proven in arthritis field tests and case studies showing a 20% reduction in drug use. We've really got some mainstream products. We've got some new products coming out. And we started this as a group of investors, and it's just kind of morphed on us.
That's fantastic. And what about you? What's your background in?
Well, I've done several things. My core competency is capital infrastructure, to bring in investors to a company that's a startup, and rally those investors to pay for the growth, the infrastructure, and eventually become profitable. On this project, we studied the Jobs Act of 2012 as a group of investors. My CEO and I, he's a physician, and he's got a pretty good stature on the East Coast. And him and I came together and studied the Jobs Act and brought some other investor friends of ours, other doctors and other biochemists, a CFO from Silicon Valley, kind of all came together and studied the Jobs Act and positioned ourselves so that we could allow everyday Americans to get in on a startup situation. You've seen other companies like Facebook and, hey, you go way back, Yahoo and Microsoft and these companies, they weren't available to regular Americans. This new Jobs Act allows that. And not only have we established ourselves using the Jobs Act, but we've got a big group of investors now, over 1,600, and it's kind of snowballing with new investors coming in because they're seeing the growth here. And obviously, they see that we're fully operational. We're not just a startup anymore. So it's a pretty neat position that we've got ourselves in. I'm very excited about the growth. And obviously, our shareholders were able to position us to the point we are now. And it seems like we're just going to keep accelerating.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic news. Well, you've mentioned your pesticide division. That's really exciting because, of course, I think we're all looking for something more natural nowadays versus using synthetic pesticides or in general, just using synthetic products in general. So what are some exciting projects that you're working on now?
Well, right now we have a new product. It's called the Maliblue. Instead of Malibu, it's Maliblue, and it's Maliblue brands. And we've developed a pain relief cream. Unlike anything else you put your hands on, this product, you put it on your forehead, wipe it in really good, for a headache or a migraine. Muscle ache, rub it into the muscles. Joint pain, rub it into the joint. Back pain, shoulder pain, whatever pain or ailment you might have that's causing you an irritation of some sort of pain, you rub this cream in, and I am not exaggerating. 15 minutes later, the pain's gone. And it's a very unique product, also a botanical blend, all natural. We're working on our final packaging right now. This product should be released sometime in the next 2 months. very, very unique product, and somewhat inexpensive when you consider the drugs that you would normally take. Even a Tylenol, that type of product is also bad for you. I don't know how many people in the world know how bad pain relievers are for you, even on the over-the-counter side of it.
Oh, I was not aware of that. But that sounds like a very exciting new product. And so I'm sure it's so beneficial. I mean, because it is a botanical and it can be used so quickly, right? Immediate pain relief, right? Only after 15 minutes. So that's, looking forward to seeing that product out there. Absolutely. Then switching gears a little bit from your product to just your overall strategy. So, being a digital marketing expert, this is a question near and dear to my heart. How are you using social media to get your brands out there, your name out there?
Well, our company is basically all a social media platform. Everything we're doing is falling in from social media. From our investors coming in at $420 and 700 shares at a time, to our pest control application, really taking wind. All the wind in the sales from Nature Side is from the social media aspect. That brand is engulfed in Facebook groups for pest control, believe it or not. There are groups with 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, and those followers are there every day. It's pretty crazy what goes on in social media for pest control. It's a very wide segment, and there's a lot of people there, and Nature Side has become a social media sensation. That's how it got its start. When we first arrived on the scene, we decided that not only are we going to use the Jobs Act, which was something new to bring investors to a startup, but also use social media because, hey, social media over the last 3-4 years has really accelerated. And we decided that that is the easiest, fastest, and least expensive way to go. And we were right. We've now got over 1,000 commercial operators using our product around the country. We're meeting with big chain operations now. The end of this week, I'm meeting with a big company in Reno that's based, and they're a national company that wants to deploy our products through their franchisee base, which is a pretty wide base going coast to coast. And then we've got the Marijuana Times, which we own as well. And that has 100% been a social media growth. That's a publication that's just for the business, the medical, all parts of cannabis, except not the lifestyle. We're not really focused on lifestyle. We're focused on all the regulations, all the laws, and definitely the medical side of cannabis. Myself and our senior partners here, we are not only integrated pest management specialists, but we're also highly skilled with skill sets in wide-scale cultivation of cannabis. Our Nature Side division lends our products to the cannabis industry because they're approved in multiple states by governmental bodies such as Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, and soon here to be in California, as all the rules are now coming into play. So we decided that since our products are approved for those aspects, well, we better know what we're doing. So we jumped into large-scale cannabis cultivation and treated and really got in a position to be able to teach others how to use our products and never have to actually touch the plant if you do certain cleaning protocols and integrated pest management protocols as well.
Wow, that's thank you for sharing that. It sounds like you're definitely utilizing social media as part of your business. That's wonderful to hear. Yeah, absolutely. Because to me, being in social media day in and day out on a regular basis, I just think that it's so beneficial to getting the attention of your audiences and using social media. So thank you for sharing that. And someone who has been a startup founder, I know that you have a lot of experience creating startups. So what are a few lessons that you've learned along the way? Maybe share 3 lessons that you've learned as a startup founder that may be beneficial to other startup founders who might be maybe a little bit newer and just getting started?
Well, there's a lot of stuff to consider. First thing that I'm going to say to anyone who might be listening is, Be ready to work 24/7, 365, because starting a new business is going to take all your time. Learn to manage your time and set some goals, attainable goals, and don't be scared to fail, because you will not become a highly successful person in life unless you learn how to fail. And when I say learn how to fail, fail with a, oh, it's like getting hit in the head, whack. Oh, I just failed. I left my guard down. Something bad happened. You need to get up on your feet and recover as fast as possible. And anybody who's standing with you needs to see you overcome failure, because that will allow them to also overcome failure. Also, never letting anybody see you sweat, because when you're worried and you're, always thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Others also fall into that. It's contagious. And you really need to make sure that when you're doing things, you don't let anybody see you sweat it. If you're not sweating it, they're not going to sweat it. As soon as you start sweating it, it's like, it's like the flu. It's catchy, it spreads, and it's a very important aspect of making sure that you move your company forward. Always being a focused individual and leading, and you got to lead by example. You have to lead by example. If you're not doing the job the right way, if you're not failing and recovering, everybody else that fails is just going to keep failing. You got to fail and recover. That's one of the most important things to success in my book.
Yeah, those are great, because I think we can always learn something. And absolutely, I totally agree with you. Working 24/7 in order to start a business, that's what we all have to expect. And if we want to push this through and be successful, absolutely, it definitely takes a lot of time and hard work to do that. So, well, thank you for sharing all of these lessons and sharing your projects and what you're working on. This is great interview. So I'm very excited that you decided to join us. So any last closing thoughts before we wrap up with this interview?
Yeah, anybody out there that's listening, you want to look at something that's unique, you can reach out to us, or reach out to me directly at Matt at medx-rx.com. You can also visit startengine.com. They're the #1 ranked crowdfunding portal in the United States right now. We are the leading company there with just about $3 million raised, and it all came from regular Americans. $420 for 700 shares. We've got 1,600 and some odd investors now, and it's growing, and it's a real rush to be a part of this. A lot of our investors are calling us and participating us and sending us ideas. It's a really neat thing that's happening, and we're making a difference by doing what we're doing here. And come join our movement.